When Ridley Scott's Alien was first released in 1979, it not only terrified audiences but also introduced a new creature into the cinematic pantheon, the Xenomorph. This creature, designed by Swiss surrealist H.R. Giger, was unlike anything seen before. The Xenomorph was not simply a monster. It was an otherworldly nightmare, a perfect organism driven by survival instincts, devoid of empathy, and terrifyingly efficient. Since its debut, the Xenomorph has become an enduring symbol in popular culture, influencing not just cinema, but art, literature, fashion, video games, and even academic discourse. The cultural impact of the Alien franchise, and particularly the Xenomorph, cannot be overstated. The Xenomorph's design itself played a significant role in cementing its place in popular culture. Giger's vision, blending human and mechanical elements into a seamless horror, tapped into deep-seated human fears about bodily violation, sexual terror, and loss of control. This design was both fascinating and horrifying, eliciting a visceral reaction from viewers. Over time, the image of the Xenomorph has been appropriated and reinterpreted across various media. Artists and designers have drawn inspiration from the creature's biomechanical aesthetic, leading to a rise in darker, more surreal artistic movements during the late 20th century. Fashion designers have even channeled the Xenomorph's sleek, alien elegance into high-concept runway designs, showing how deeply embedded the creature has become in the broader artistic imagination. Cinema, naturally, felt the Xenomorph's influence the most immediately and profoundly. The success of Alien birthed not only a franchise of sequels and spin-offs but also inspired a whole subgenre of science fiction horror. Films like The Thing, 1982, Event Horizon, 1997, and Pandorum, 2009, owe a debt to the suffocating atmosphere and existential dread that Alien so masterfully evoked. The Xenomorph set a new standard for what a cinematic monster could be. Not just a mindless beast, but a deeply symbolic entity representing various fears, from sexual assault to parasitism to the dehumanization inherent in industrialization and technological advancement. The Xenomorph also forced a reevaluation of gender roles in action and horror films. Sigourney Weaver's portrayal of Ellen Ripley became a groundbreaking moment for female protagonists. Unlike many female characters in horror up to that point, Ripley was resourceful, intelligent, and physically capable without being hypersexualized or diminished. The interplay between Ripley and the Xenomorph carried potent feminist subtext, with Ripley overcoming a creature that symbolized a perverse distortion of reproduction and motherhood. This complex layering of meaning enriched the narrative and elevated the franchise beyond simple monster fare. Beyond cinema, the Xenomorph invaded the world of video games with considerable success. Titles like Alien, Isolation captured the terror of being hunted by a nearly invincible predator. In Alien, Isolation, players experienced the dread of encountering a Xenomorph with almost no means of defense, heightening the survival horror aspects that the film series popularized. Other franchises, such as Dead Space and Metroid, bear clear traces of the Xenomorph's influence, featuring hostile extraterrestrial life forms and environments that echo the dark, claustrophobic corridors of the Nostromo. The Xenomorph's cultural footprint extends to literature as well. Science fiction and horror writers have woven xenomorph-like creatures into their narratives, crafting beings that explore themes of existential horror, predation, and the fragility of the human body. The creature's ability to adapt to its environment and its method of reproduction, which horrifyingly uses a living host, has inspired countless variations in storytelling, each tapping into that primal fear of being invaded and used by another life form. Books, comics, and graphic novels have expanded the Alien universe itself, exploring philosophical questions about humanity's place in a hostile universe. Academia has also taken a deep interest in the Xenomorph and its symbolic weight. Scholars in film studies, gender studies, and psychoanalysis have all examined the creature through various theoretical lenses. Some see the xenomorph as a manifestation of the Freudian idea, an unstoppable force of instinct and desire. Others interpret it as a commentary on the anxieties surrounding reproduction, gender fluidity, and corporate exploitation. The Weyland-Yutani Corporation, often depicted as willing to sacrifice human lives to obtain the xenomorph for profit, serves as a biting critique of capitalist greed and dehumanization. These readings demonstrate that the xenomorph, far from being a simple monster, is a complex cultural artifact ripe for analysis. Merchandising has also played a critical role in embedding the xenomorph into popular consciousness. Toys, collectibles, clothing, and even kitchenware adorned with the alien imagery have found their way into the homes of fans around the world. The juxtaposition of the creature's horrifying design with the often mundane or playful nature of merchandise illustrates how the xenomorph has been absorbed into the broader fabric of consumer culture. This commercialization has, in some ways, softened the xenomorph's fearsome reputation, transforming it from a symbol of pure terror into a beloved pop culture icon. The crossovers the xenomorph has participated in further attest to its wide-reaching influence. Films like Alien vs. Predator and comic series pitting the xenomorph against other famous monsters have created a broader mythos that appeals to fans of multiple franchises. These crossovers are not merely cash grabs. They represent the xenomorph's status as a cultural heavyweight, capable of standing alongside other legendary creatures like Godzilla, King Kong, and the Predator. Such appearances have kept the xenomorph relevant across generations, introducing it to new audiences who may not have been exposed to the original Alien films. The creature's adaptability as a symbol is another reason for its lasting influence. In different contexts, the xenomorph can represent different fears. In the original Alien, it symbolizes the terror of the unknown and the body's vulnerability. In Aliens, 1986, directed by James Cameron, it becomes a metaphor for war and the relentlessness of overwhelming forces. In Alien 3, 1992, the creature highlights themes of death, faith, and existential despair. Each iteration brings new thematic layers, allowing the xenomorph to remain fresh and relevant even as societal fears and interests evolve. The Alien franchise, and by extension the xenomorph, also opened doors for more mature storytelling in science fiction cinema. Before Alien, many science fiction films were viewed as campy or escapist. Alien proved that science fiction could explore deep philosophical and existential themes while still thrilling audiences. This maturation paved the way for later masterpieces like Blade Runner, Children of Men, and Arrival, all of which owe some debt to the narrative ambitions of Alien. Moreover, the xenomorph's impact has transcended traditional entertainment mediums. In biotechnology and robotics, researchers have occasionally cited the Alien films as inspiration, particularly in thinking about autonomous systems that are adaptable and resilient. Although these references are often tongue-in-cheek, they speak to how deeply embedded the xenomorph's design and philosophy are in the cultural imagination of innovation and danger. The xenomorph's aesthetic has influenced theme park attractions, haunted houses, and even art installations. These experiences attempt to recreate the visceral terror and claustrophobia that Alien so effectively instilled in its audience. Few cinematic monsters have inspired such a wide array of real-world experiences designed to evoke emotional and physical reactions akin to those felt by viewers in a darkened movie theater. Fandom has also played a vital role in keeping the xenomorph alive in the public eye. Online communities dedicated to the Alien franchise share fan art, fan fiction, theories, and news about new developments in the franchise. Cosplayers create stunning, elaborate xenomorph suits that highlight both the fearsome design and the admiration the creature commands. These fan-driven activities ensure that the xenomorph is not just a relic of the past, but a living, breathing part of today's cultural landscape. In recent years, the xenomorph has been used in parodies and comedic contexts, from animated shows like Family Guy to advertisements. While some purists might balk at the comedic treatment of such a terrifying creature, these appearances are a testament to its iconic status. Truly iconic figures in culture are flexible enough to be reinterpreted across a range of tones and genres, from deadly serious to absurdly humorous. The xenomorph's ability to inspire fear and awe across so many different contexts is a rare achievement. It reflects a deeper, almost universal resonance with human anxieties about survival, the body, technology, and the unknown. The creature's enduring popularity suggests that these anxieties are not easily dispelled and that the xenomorph, with its grotesque beauty and existential horror, will continue to haunt the collective imagination for decades to come. The Alien franchise, through its complex depiction of the xenomorph, challenged audiences to confront uncomfortable truths about humanity's place in the universe. It asked whether we are the apex predators we believe ourselves to be or simply another vulnerable species in a hostile cosmos. By forcing these confrontations, the franchise expanded the possibilities of what science fiction and horror could achieve. It proved that these genres could explore profound philosophical questions without sacrificing visceral thrills. In the final analysis, the xenomorph is more than just a monster. It is a mirror reflecting humanity's deepest fears and uncertainties. It is a testament to the power of storytelling, art, and cinema to create lasting symbols that transcend their origins. The cultural impact of the xenomorph and the Alien franchise is vast and multifaceted, touching on art, philosophy, technology, and even humor. As long as human beings continue to wonder about the unknown and fear what lies beyond their understanding, the xenomorph will endure, lurking in the shadows of our collective psyche, waiting to strike.